Chevy, it's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hello and welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside here on our Country Financial Team of the Week and a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. That was somewhat of a surprise to a young lady that's sitting in the back in the middle of the screen. But we go to Westphalia, Missouri, home of the Fatima Lady Comets and your state champions in softball and head coach Ashley Schneiders. And Coach, thanks so much for setting this up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Coach, 33-3 on the season. Kind of take us through the season from your standpoint. You spent a lot of time ranked number 1 in the state. Coming into the season, did you have goals, aspirations? Did you feel like you had a shot to get to a state championship game?
Every coach going into this season, they have high expectations of their girls. And that was exactly what we had this season. We've been telling people all year round, we look really, really good on paper. It just depends on how these girls played. And then we told them from the very beginning they were special. And so I think, state championship title, that definitely warrants the title of special. And that's what these girls are.
Absolutely. What, coming into this season, what did you have to replace that you lost due to graduation coming into this 2022 season? Who would you going to have to replace?
Yeah, every year you're replacing somebody, so you feel like you've lost something. But I think we lost a lot of vocal leadership, so it's just a matter of who is going to step up and who is going to take that place. And we had many girls this year. I think as a collective whole, they all stepped up, and this is the product of when you have girls that are willing to do that.
Going to the end of the season, when you get into that Class 3 District 5 tournament, you win easily over St. Clair. Then you've got a St. Francis Borgia. Then you take on a very good Blair Oaks team. Kind of take us through that district championship.
So we had a tough district. We always seem to get that draw. We knew going in it was going to be a battle. For us especially, that green team, that Blair Oaks, they are always somebody that we're gunning for, and they gun for us. So it's a nice rivalry between the two schools. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. That wasn't the first time we'd seen them all season. That was actually the third time that we had seen them. So they had won one, we had won one. So this was a nice tiebreaker for us. A big game. Our fans brought a lot of energy, and our girls were really hoping for this game. So to be able to go in there, play a great team, great ball club, they're very well coached, great athletes. It just showed how strong we were as well.
Then you go into the state, the quarterfinals, and you've got Seneca. You win 9-0 and then 13-0 in the semifinals, and you draw a Chillicothe team that comes in 28-6. What did you know about Chillicothe coming into that game, and what were some things that you're going to have to try and take advantage of?
So going into that game, that's the kind of game you want. You want a number 1 and number 2 ranked team in the state. You couldn't really ask for anything better. The two best teams going at it to really decide were we worthy, and we didn't get to play them during the regular season. So we kind of really depended on what did their stats look like. What did their past games look like? We reached out to a couple coaches. My assistant coaches did a lot of that digging as well. What are they like? We knew they had a good pitcher. We knew that they were a good hitting team. And we knew that they were going to come out fighting, and that's exactly what they did. I don't think anybody really honestly expected a close game with that high of a score, but we knew it was going to be a close, tough game.
Well, take us through, the viewers, the listeners, through that first couple of innings. I mean, you find yourselves down 13-4. What's the atmosphere like in the dugout? And, a lot of times that I've spent times, coaching and playing sports, and there's sometimes you just feel like you're sitting in your backyard watching your house burn down, and you got a cup of water. You can't do anything about it. What was the atmosphere like going down 9 runs?
Well, first of all, nobody wants to be in that position. We start off, we're the visiting team, and we score 3 runs. That builds a lot of energy with our fans in our dugout, and they come right back and they score. So we knew that nobody was rolling over at this point. It was a very long inning. It was mentally exhausting for the players, for the coaches, for the fans. But at some point, you have to take those nerves and you have to turn it into something good. And our huddle was, you guys are very capable. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but you're here for a reason. And you guys are very capable of winning this ball game. There's a lot of game left. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. And, it takes a special group of girls like the ones that are sitting in front of you to be able to say, you're right. We can do this. We just have to chip away, and we have to be confident, and that's what they did. So
then you get back into the game, and I believe you take the lead, and then you go down again. Were you worried that, a lot of times you spend so much time, energy, not only physical energy, but the mental energy to get back in the game. What was it like? What was the atmosphere like when you went down again in that
game? So that second time we went down, the atmosphere didn't change much. We knew we were playing a good ball club, and I knew that I had great players, in the game. I don't think that we thought at that moment that was, a turning point. I thought it was, hey, you know what? Good teams, they score on you. And we had actually been working on that all season long. It's for the schedule we played a really tough schedule. And we had never had that many hits in a game for an opponent. So it was very impressive to see these girls actually work through that, because it had been something we were talking about all season long. We play these games, but once you get further along, they're going to get tougher and the teams are going to get better. And how do you answer that? You're going to be down at some point. Can you answer that? And we did. I think after we scored from being behind, so many runs, it didn't matter at that point that it was 1 or 2. It really didn't, because we knew that we could answer. It was just a matter of when.
So now you get to the top of the 8th. You take the lead. You go up 16-14. They've got the hammer, or they've got the home field advantage, so to speak. Tell us a little bit about that last inning, half inning, and what the emotions were like, and where you were, and what was the last out.
It was a very emotional, mentally straining inning. You say 3 outs, but how long can 3 outs take? And we learned very early in that game, 3 outs can take a very, very long time. So I thought at that point, I have all the confidence in the world of these girls. The pure strength it took them to come back to begin with. Having a 2-run lead was a nice cushion. And, you're tracking 1 out left. And the ball obviously was a pop-up to the infield. It went to our second baseman, KP. I think our senior Ellie said it took forever for the ball to get caught. I don't even know how long it took, but it felt like forever. And, the girls are all excited. She catches the ball. She makes that play. It's something that they will never forget. The coaches, they run out there, and I actually was probably the last one on the field because it was a little bit emotional for me. It was mentally exhausting, and it was kind of like, we did it. We finally did what we knew we could do this whole time. So.
Well, outstanding. And again, this is the Country Financial Team of the Week. We're visiting with the Fatima Softball team, state champions, and head coach Ashley Schneiders. And coach, you've got some seniors in the room. Why don't you introduce
I do. I've got Ellie Bruni, outfielder, Callie Hewitt up in the front, outfielder, and we have Allison Schwartz, infielder. She's our third baseman.
Okay, who wants to go first? Who wants to? Somebody raise your hand. Come on, this is easy.
I'm going to nominate Ellie.
Oh. Ellie, how are you today?
I'm good.
All right, tell me, first off, tell me a little bit about what position you play and what your responsibilities are.
Well, I played right for most of the year, and then I got put in left, which I've played. I played my first 3 years. I played left field. Just my job is to catch the ball. So make a play that comes to me,
All right.
and to cheer on my team. That's also my job.
Take us through that championship game from your or from your point of view. What were your thoughts, and what was it like when that last out was made?
Well, first inning, I was pumped. We got those first 3 hits, and I was ready to go. I was like, okay, we got this in the bag. Then they came back. I was like, okay, And then we came back and scored. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna keep scoring. We'll be fine. And then they scored 10, and I was like, oh, okay. So we have 2 choices here. We either sit down or we keep hitting and keep trying to get work our way back to winning. So we came back and scored 6, and I was like, okay, let's keep it rolling. And we did. And we held them scoreless for so long. So we finally got to, we were up 15-14. No, what was it? We were tied 14-14. So we go into the 8th. And Taylor looked at me, and Taylor was like, you got one more inning for a purpose. So you got to make something good happen out of this. So I got up, and I hit, the cushion run, and it was the best feeling ever. The best feeling ever. I'll never forget it. So, we go into the bottom of the 8th, and I'm I don't even know. I can't tell you what happened that inning besides that last out, because I was just every ball that comes to me, I'm diving for, I'm making a play. I am doing everything I can to finish this game. As us winning, obviously. But so as the ball goes to KP, I was already running in. I was fully counting on her catching that ball, because if not, that would have been really bad. But so she caught the ball, and I just threw my glove down. I started bursting in tears, because it was everything was just done, and we won, and everything we've worked for, everything I've worked for 4 years, we finally did it. So it was awesome.
Who was the first person that texted you about winning?
That was a really good question.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think it was my Aunt Trudy. She's from Colorado. She played at MU. She's really big into softball. I think she was my first ex.
All right. What has it been like in town since the championship game? You guys getting free sodas? What's it been like?
I don't think we could ever forget that we're state champions. The support from the community, even going there, coming back, we had people lining the roads. We had so much. We had people buying us meals. We had, we just had so much support, and we knew win or lose, we're still gonna they're still gonna be there for us. They're still gonna support us in what we did, and yeah, it was just amazing. It was just crazy how much support we got.
Well, Ellie, just on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations for being part of a Country Financial Team of the Week. And who are we going to visit with next? And Ellie, I'll let you pick. Who's the next senior we're going to talk to?
I'll give it to Allison.
Allison, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's 80 degrees here today, and it's going to be 30 tomorrow. But Allison, tell us a little bit about what position you played and what your responsibilities were.
Well, I play third, and I think my responsibility is the same as anyone else, is to just keep the ball in front and make the play, and then cheer everyone on and keep everyone up.
Being a senior, a lot of times you look back on your career. Are there games in your past that you would love to go back and play again? Maybe it's a game that you felt like got away from you. Maybe it was a district championship, or heck, it may be the state championship game. You may want to go through that again. I don't know that I want to go through a game where I got down 9 runs. I think that was stressful. But are there games that you can think of maybe back in your past, in your history, that you'd like to go play again? Maybe it was a really fun game, or maybe it's a game that you'd like to try again and try and get a victory.
I think I would 100% go back to this year's district championship against Blair Oaks. That was probably one of the funnest games I've ever played. And then I 100% would go back to our state championship game. That one was also really fun.
Tell us, tell a little bit about where were you, where the last out was made, and how quickly did you get to the middle of the field there?
Well, when the ball was hit, I was already running to second base to I knew I wasn't gonna catch it, but I was still going to make sure oh, if she drops it, I might get it. But when she caught it, I think I reacted the same way Ellie did. I just started bawling because it was just so awesome to finally know that we won.
What about this season outside of the state championship are you not going to forget? And it may be teammates, it may be that Blair Oaks game, it may be a funny moments or bus rides, or what are some things you're never going to forget?
I don't think I'm ever going to forget being with the team. I know whenever I go off and play in college, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be the practices, going out to eat, all that fun stuff.
Very good. Well, Allison, again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network and Country Financial, congratulations on being part of the Team of the Week.
Thank you.
And who do we have next? All right. And Callie?
Yeah, Callie.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I can't believe you waited to go last. You were the first person there. But tell me a little bit about what position you play and what your responsibilities are.
So I kind of did the opposite of Ellie. I played most of the season in left, and then there at the end I switched to right. And, same responsibility as everyone on the team, whether I'm playing or I'm not, just cheering everyone on, giving my best the whole time.
Tell us a little bit about, from your standpoint, what are your thoughts as you go down 9 runs early in this game? What mentally, what are you trying to do to get back in the game?
Well, really, when I was in the inning, I was just don't mess up, don't have another error. We can't, just do your job, make it out of this inning, and once we hit, we're going to be good. Because throughout the whole game, we were hitting the whole time, so I never had a doubt that we were just going to sit down. My mindset was just at least make it close, make it look like we fought, and we did. So.
And where were you? And how quickly did you get to the dog pile when the last out was made?
So I was right behind Caitlin and right, and I remember just yelling, you. Because I'm not going to get there, just catch it. And then she caught it, and I start running in, and everyone started doing a dog pile, and Taylor was like, get off of me. So I kind of stood there for a second and waited, and then I looked at Allison, I looked at Ellie, and they were both crying, and I just bust into tears too because I was so happy.
Well, Callie, you're a senior.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit. Let's say God gave you the opportunity to go back to that Callie who was a freshman in 2018 and give her some advice. What advice would you give a freshman Callie? What would you tell yourself?
I would probably say don't be so hard on yourself, because throughout high school I was always very hard on myself and would take things a little bit too serious. And I would say just to have fun with it and enjoy it, because it flies by and you're going to be a senior and you're going to be done before you know it. So just enjoy it and have fun with it.
What are some things this year that you're not going to?
I'm definitely not going to forget some of the people, because this team has some very original people.
Very good. Well, what's it feel like to be a state champion in softball?
It feels amazing. I want to do it more.
All right. Well, Callie, again, congratulations on behalf of the Country Financial and the Missouri State Highway Patrol and the Missouri Sports Network. And going back to Coach Schneiders and Coach, and also another special award here today for the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, presented by or sponsored by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. You had a young lady hit 2 home runs in that game. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, just like the rest of this group, we've got some pretty special players. And she definitely is not any different than that. She's very special. So she's a sophomore for us. She's our shortstop. She is a very dedicated player. I think last year to this year, she has grown immensely. And a lot of it is in her vocal leadership. Last year, you didn't get that a lot from her, but this year, I think she really stepped it up and did that for us. In regards to those 2 home runs during the game, I think everybody was like, yes, this is what we needed. And she gave it to us. There's a video out there from one of her home runs. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even remember which one because I was very focused in the game. I think I jumped all the way to home plate with her as the ball was going out. And she rounded third, and I high-fived her, and I didn't even watch the celebration. I just turned around and was like, oh, thank goodness. So yeah, she pretty special, and it meant a lot to us in that game, and it really was a momentum shift for us.
Kenzie, congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and being named the Chevrolet Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, take us through the first the first home run. What at what point of the game, and what did that make the score?
It was the top of the second inning. We were tied 3-3. So I'm just going up, just trying to get on so we can score some more runs. And I hit it, and it just went out.
Where was the pitch?
Right down the middle.
Yeah, it was.
All right, kind of like where you like it. Well, tell us, then you go up 4-3, then you give up 10 runs. What's going through your mind, in that stretch where you just can't get out of an inning? What are you thinking about?
People might call me crazy, but I didn't think that we were going to lose. I still had a pretty good feeling that we were going to come back in when we were hitting this girl so good, squaring her up just every at bat. We were squaring her up. And I knew that as soon as if we could get out of that inning, we had her because we were just crushing her.
Now take us through the second home run. Do they make the same mistake and throw it down the middle? What inning and what did it make the score?
It was a little middle in, so that's really where I like it. And it put us up 14-13. Make us have the first lead since the second inning. Very
nice. So when you hit it, did you know it was gone?
Kind of. I knew it had a good chance. I just didn't know if it had the height on it. I knew it had pretty much the distance. I didn't know if it had the height.
And then where were you where the last out was made? Obviously, you're at shortstop, but were you the first one to the dog pile?
Yeah. Yes. The ball was in the air, so I covered second, and as soon as I saw it start to go into KP's glove, I started sprinting to Taylor right away. I think I was the first one to give her a hug. We were all just screaming and crying.
Very good. Kenzie, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations on being named the Chevrolet Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Naders, tell us a little bit about what life's been like for you since the state championship, and what do you do going forward?
I've asked myself that a lot these past couple days. What do I do with all my spare time? But no, in all honesty, it's been really great. I've told these girls this before. I'm not originally even from this state. So to come here and be in a community where, everybody knows everybody, you do your job and you get remembered here. I have my husband who has played sports for this high school, and I hear a lot about him, but it was kind of nice to be a part of something and feel like hey, this is my community now. This is where I belong. And it was really nice to have these wonderful girls bring me in like that and buy what I was selling for these last couple of years, because I'm not going to take the credit for their hard work and all the work they put in and the state championship. But it's nice to have people listen to you when you talk and do the things that you ask them to do, especially on a coaching standpoint. So it's been really nice. I think the community has shifted. We've heard a lot that this changes a lot for everybody. This changes a lot for our high school athletics as well. It gives a lot of people power, and they're confident moving into their seasons as well. We've got a lot of athletes in here that don't just play softball, so they're taking this and they're going forward in their next season. So it's really nice to see, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what next year brings as well.
Very good and very well done. And ladies, again, congratulations, Coach Sneeders, congratulations. And we'll be following along and going into next year and see what happens. Maybe go back to back.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for you guys, hopefully.
Hey, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart.